Hey everyone, welcome to our series on stewarding the prophetic. This is part 1. So in its simplest form, when we prophesy, we ask the Lord for a revelation on what is on His heart for a person, a place, or a situation. And then we share what we perceive Him communicating. It is an invitation, it is not a guarantee. It is an offer that requires acceptance. So God will often speak to us to give us a horizon to work towards. But if we choose so, we can still walk against that. Depending on the response we have, a prophetic word can come to pass quicker, slower, or not at all. A prophetic word is not teaching or preaching. It should not be opinion, advice, sympathy, or criticism. We want to be aware of this because sometimes people can share from their own point of view. And when that happens, we will share our own words together with God's words. And it becomes hard to distinguish what is from God and what is not from God. But as we steward our words, it becomes more clear what we need to discard and what we need to take hold of. Prophecy can cause us to feel close to the Lord. In the moment, it can be really tempting to want to replicate that experience by seeking more prophecy. But when we seek more prophecy over and over again, what we do is we eat the prophetic words as fuel rather than plant it as seeds. We can compare the stewarding of a prophetic word with the parable of the talents. And you can read that in Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30. We want to be faithful in everything that the Lord gives us. Prophecy should not be your primary source of intimacy with the Lord. It is a helpful way to know what is on God's heart, but it will not replace your times with Him. Sometimes prophecy can feel like a love letter from the Lord. We don't want to focus on the letter. We don't want to focus on who delivered the letter, but we want to focus on who wrote the letter. It's the same with prophecy. We focus on the Lord, not on the person who gave the word or not on prophecy itself. Prophecy points us to Him. If we feel dependent on prophecy to feel close to the Lord, then we really need to examine our hearts and make sure that we grow in our intimacy with the Lord without depending on other people. Other times, prophecy can look like a roadmap. It directs us to something that God has for us, but we need to journey with Him to get there. That can look like asking God questions, like what are the instructions on the roadmap? What things do I need to do to get there? What is the timing for this particular roadmap, for these instructions? So in order to see a prophetic word come to fulfillment, there are some things to remember. First, you need to remember that it needs an agreement. You have a choice. We have free will and we can choose against God or we can choose for God. We also need to grow in our thinking to become like the person that is described in the prophetic word. For what you think about is what you will become. And then we need to ask the Lord what actions we need to take to change our lifestyle in alignment with the prophetic word. For what we think about is what we will likely take action on. And we will cover some of these things in the next few videos.